My brothers and sisters, have you ever thought about how quickly we respond to a text message from a friend, yet how slowly we respond to a call from our Creator? When someone important calls us, we rush to answer. But when the one who gave us breath, life and purpose calls us 5 times a day, many of us hit ignore. Not with a button, but with our hearts, with our priorities, with our excuses. You didn't create yourself. You didn't place the soul in your body. You don't control the heartbeat that keeps you alive. And yet, how often do we walk through this world like we own it? We plan our futures, chase our goals, and talk about our dreams, but never ask the one who designed us what he wants from us. Isn't it strange that we seek purpose everywhere except from the one who wrote our purpose? Every breath you take is a gift. Every morning you wake up is mercy. And every moment you are still alive is an opportunity to return. But some of us are acting like we've been promised 100 years. We live like death is for someone else. Let me remind you, it's not the old who die. It's the appointed who die. And your appointment is riches, don't know the date. The one who made you is not asking to be perfect. He's asking you to turn back, to reflect, to realign. Even when you've messed up, even when you've sinned, especially because you've sinned. He knows your flaws, he knows your struggles, and still he waits, and still he provides. Still he sends you reminders, blessings, and sometimes even hardships, just to wake your heart up. You chase money, but he owns all wealth. You chase people, but he controls hearts. You chase peace, but he is the source of it. And yet, we run further and further, hoping the world will fill a void that only he can reach. That's why, no matter how much you achieve, something always feels incomplete. Because nothing fills a soul except the one who created it. You wake up with a sense of urgency to meet deadlines, chase promotions, impress people, and build an image. But rarely do you pause to ask why your soul still feels heavy. The truth is, you're chasing a world that belongs to someone else. You're running after wealth, attention, likes, and success. But the one owns every treasure, every heart, every opportunity. You've left him behind. You hustle through the day, squeezing time for everything except the one who gave you time in the first place. You answer calls, respond to emails, scroll through endless content. But when the call to prayer echoes through your life, it fades into the background like a distant noise. The irony is you're chasing what he already controls. You work hard to please clients, bosses, friends, even strangers. But neglect the one who sustains your lungs with oxygen, your heart with rhythm, your body with strength. You fear the judgment of people who don't even know your soul, yet you ignore the awareness of the one who knows you better than you know yourself. You rely on your plans, your efforts, your networks, forgetting that no plan succeeds unless he allows it. And when things fall apart, you wonder why it all feels so meaningless. The world will never fill a void that was created to be filled by the remembrance of your Creator. You don't need to abandon your goals or stop working hard. But understand this: when you forget who is in control, you carry burdens that were never meant for your shoulders. You run after blessings instead of seeking the one who gives them. And that's why, no matter how much you achieve, your heart still longs for something more. Because the soul doesn't crave the world, it craves the one who made it. You've upgraded your life, but your soul still feels stuck. You're surrounding yourself with noise, but deep down there's a silence you can't explain. You laugh with people, succeed in business, check off every goal. And yet, something inside you aches in ways that no one else can see. That ache, that emptiness is not a sign of failure. It's a signal. It's your soul telling you that it's starving, not for more money, not for more pleasure, but for connection with the one who created it. You can feed your body and still let your soul die slowly from neglect. You can decorate your house while your heart remains barren. And no amount of comfort can ever cover the cracks caused by spiritual disconnection. You try to distract yourself from that feeling by staying busy, filling your schedule, surrounding yourself with people and accomplishments. But the void doesn't go away. That's because the heart wasn't be satisfied by material things. It was created to remember, to worship, to bow in humility to its maker. You weren't built just for this world. You were created with a soul that longs for something higher, something eternal. And no matter how many worldly experiences you chase, you will always come back to that same question. Why doesn't it feel like enough? When you disconnect from your Creator, the world becomes your prison. You start to depend on unstable things for stability, on temporary things for peace, on people for love that only He can give. And in doing so, you slowly drown in your own success. That's why your soul feels tired. It's not because you're weak. It's because you've forgotten to refuel it the only way it was meant to be refueled, through remembrance, through submission, through a sincere connection with the one who made you. Every breath you take is a gift, not a guarantee. You didn't design your heartbeat. You didn't program your lungs to inhale and exhale all night while you slept. You don't write the script for tomorrow, and yet every day you wake up and assume there will be another one. You make plans, set goals, talk about someday and next year. But what if that day never comes? The one who gave you life is watching you run in every direction except toward Him. He's not demanding perfection. He's not expecting you to be flawless. He's simply asking you to remember Him, to turn to Him, to acknowledge Him, not with your words only, but with your actions, your intentions, your heart. But you keep delaying. You tell yourself you'll get serious later. That once your career is stable, once your schedule clears, once you're married or retired or ready, then you'll make time. Then you reconnect. But life doesn't operate on your timeline. Time doesn't pause while you sort things out. Every minute you delay is a minute you may never get back. And the tragedy isn't just that you're postponing your connection with your Creator. It's that He's still giving you signs, still blessing you, still waking you up every day as an act of mercy. That breath in your lungs is proof that you still have a chance. He hasn't turned away from you. He's still waiting. You've been given opportunity after opportunity to return, through ease, through hardship, through moments of clarity. But your heart stays distracted. Your life stays full of noise. And you keep hoping to find peace in places that were never meant to carry that weight. While the one who created peace itself continues to wait for a single, sincere moment of your attention. You weren't made to be like everyone else. You weren't created to simply follow trends, copy culture, or chase after the approval of people who don't even know who you really are. Deep within you is something sacred, something that was placed there by the one who formed you with purpose. And that purpose wasn't to blend to a world that constantly shifts its values. It was to rise above it, to walk with conviction even when the world mocks you, to stand firm even when others fold, to represent truth in a time when lies are easier and more accepted. That's not weakness, that's strength, that's courage. That's what it means to truly live with faith. When you live for your Creator, you won't always be accepted. People will call you extreme. They'll label you different. They'll try to make you feel like you're missing out. But what they call restriction, you'll discover is actually protection. What they call backward, you'll find is timeless wisdom. What they call boring, you'll realize is the path to real peace. You weren't meant to bow to trends. You were created to bow only to the one who deserves it. And when you do that, you unlock a kind of dignity and power this world can never offer. Every step you take in obedience strengthens you. Every time you hold your ground while others laugh or walk away, you're planting seeds of honor and resilience. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Because you're not just existing, you're representing something eternal. And while the crowd is busy impressing each other, you're focused on pleasing the one who gave you every gift you have. That's not isolation, elevation. That's purpose. That's what it means to stand out through faith. There's a false sense of safety that comes from routine. You wake up, go about your day, go to sleep, and repeat. Over time, that repetition makes you forget how fragile life really is. You assume you'll have time to fix things later. You assume you'll change when the timing feels better. You convince yourself that the urgency isn't real because everything you seems fine. But just because the sky is clear now doesn't mean the storm isn't coming. Just because your life appears stable doesn't mean your soul is safe. You can walk with perfect health, with wealth in your account, and smiles on your face, and still be heading toward a destination you're not prepared for. The reality is, we weren't put here forever, and that truth should shake you, not to fear, but to wake up. Every single person walking this earth has an appointment that cannot be delayed or rescheduled. That moment where you return to the one who gave you this life, without warning, without negotiation. And when that moment comes, it won't matter how popular you were, how successful you appeared, how expensive your possessions were. The only thing that will matter is, did you live for the one who gave you this life? The scariest thing isn't death. It's meeting your Creator without ever having truly lived for Him. You don't want until the end to realize you spent your life preparing for the wrong destination. You don't want to stand before the one who loved you more than anyone else, only to realize you ignored every sign, every chance, every blessing that was meant to bring you back. The mercy is that you're still breathing, and as long as you are, you still have time. But time is not something you own. It's a gift that's running out. No matter how far you've drifted, no matter how deep the darkness you've walked through, you are never beyond the reach of your Creator. You may feel unworthy. You may carry shame from mistakes that still haunt you. You may believe the door is closed because of how long you've ignored Him. But the truth is, the door is still open. It's always been open. And the moment you take even one small step back, He meets you with a mercy that floods everything. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen. What matters is your willingness to rise and return. Regret can be heavy. It convinces you that you're defined by your worst moments. That because you weren't always consistent, you're no longer welcome. That your sins are louder than your sincerity. But that's not how divine mercy works. That's not how your Creator sees you. He is the one who forgives beyond measure, who understands what's in your heart, and who accepts even the most broken of returns. When it's sincere, He doesn't need perfection from you. He only asks for truthfulness, humility, for a heart that finally says, I need you. You've tried walking without Him. You've tried building your life without His foundation, and you've tasted the emptiness that comes with that path. But even now, in this moment, you are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. And you are not beyond redemption. The Creator you've neglected is the very one who's still sustaining your life, still guiding you back, still waiting for you to remember Him. Not because He needs you, but because you need Him. That pull you feel in your soul when everything else quiets down. That's your sign. That's your chance. That's the reminder that it's never too late to come back. And that returning is the beginning of everything real.